Hey y'all, welcome to the weekend edition of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where we tackle all those mindset issues, fears, and obstacles that are holding you back from achieving your online dream. Every week, I go live 2 or 3 times in the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group and share tips, strategies, and tactics for overcoming all the things that are holding our members back. Today's podcast is a recording of one of my recent Facebook Lives. Did you know you could join the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group absolutely for free and attend all of my live mindset trainings? Not only do you get to listen in, but you can ask questions on the trainings and you can connect with hundreds of other family-focused entrepreneurs from around the world. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/FL group. That's FLIPPED lifestyle.com/FL group, and we'll get you added into the Facebook community today. You can also open your Facebook app and type in Flipped Lifestyle in the search bar, and you'll find the group that way as well. I can't wait to connect with you inside the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group. I know you're going to love it, and I know you're going to love today's show. So without further ado, let's get on to today's podcast. Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. Today, this is going to be an exciting topic. I've been working on this training for a while now because Jocelyn and I over at flippedlifestyle.com, we have been in business now for 8 years. We have started, built, and grown multiple online businesses, and we have hit that 1,000 member mark multiple times in multiple businesses. And just imagine that. Imagine having 1,000 people paying you $25 a month or $50 a month or, $100 every single month. And we've done that multiple times. And over the past 6 months to a year, we've had a bunch of our members inside the Flip Your Life community hit that milestone, hit that 1,000 member mark. We're trying to come up with a cool name for it, the 1,000 member club or something, because we got a lot of people crossing into that threshold, crossing over into that 1,000 member category. And it's been really exciting because not only have we been able to really study what we do to sell memberships. All we sell online is monthly memberships. That is all Jocelyn and I focus on every single day. How do we give ourselves a raise every day? You go get a new member and you gave yourself a raise for the next month, right? And we've been looking at how we've been doing it. We've been studying dozens of people now and how they've gotten to the 1,000 member mark. And we've been pulling the data and looking at different ways to get more people in and to help people get there faster. Like, that's the mission. How do I get to 1,000 members in my community? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. This is a huge topic because building passive income, quote unquote, we're going to talk a little bit about passive income today. I want to talk to you about how to, run a passive, there's no such thing as free money, right? But we can have a passive income where we control our hours. I want to talk a little bit about that, how you can build to 1,000 members without working yourself to death. Jocelyn and I spend very little money on ads. We do not spend almost any money. We've just ramped up our ad spending in the last couple months. We build all of our communities have been built totally organically with almost no ad spend, just enough ad spend to kind of push us apart. So you don't have to spend a fortune on ads to get to 1,000 members. You don't have to work yourself into an early grave to get to 1,000 members. I work every single day from about 10 to 2. That's the hours that we try to keep. And we'll get up, we'll take the kids to school. Jocelyn and I'll go get something to eat, or we'll go to the gym. Maybe we'll read and spend some time learning, but we always try to finish up before 3 o'clock so we can go pick our kids up from school. That's what the Flipped Lifestyle is all about. And, even with thousands and thousands of members, we've learned how to manage that and keep that blocked in. You don't have to kill yourself with your marketing. You just have to do the right things every day, right? And you just have to build systems to manage your memberships, because that might be a little overwhelming for people to think, wow, 1,000 members, how would I do that? But there's lots of ways to do that. Jocelyn and I work 4 or 5 hours a day. And we do that. And 1,000 members is a great threshold because it creates a lot of stability and security. If you've got 1,000 members, they're not going to all quit in 1 month, right? You might lose 50 people in a month, but you still got 950. All you got to do is go sell 51 to grow. So you really, really want to make sure that you're doing that. All right, real quick. So we're going to go deep into that topic today, how to get to 1,000 members without spending a fortune on ads, without working yourself to death in the process or after you get your members. For those of you who may be new to me, I am Shane Sams. My wife is Jocelyn Sams. We are a couple kids from Kentucky. A few years ago, we were school teachers. I was a social studies teacher. My wife was an elementary school librarian. I used to coach a little bit of football over here in southeast Kentucky. And, after a few job losses, some bad bosses, and some bad experiences with our kids in daycare, we decided that we had had enough of the 9-to-5, enough of working for other people, enough of the grind. And we built our online businesses, and we were able to quit our jobs, replace our income. And now we have gone on to sell thousands of memberships, grow multiple companies. And we're here today to teach you what we do. That's our mission in life, is to help other families find the freedom that we have through online business, to help you find and use your God-given talents to build a business for you and your family. Now, I don't sugarcoat much. I'm going to be very blunt with you today. I'm not going to try to inflate numbers and blow smoke and all that stuff. I'm going to tell you like it is. A lot of people who listen to the Football Lifestyle podcast know we don't have any sugarcoating, no sugar involved when we do this. And I do talk kind of funny. I say a lot of y'alls, I say a lot of yeehaws, and I say a lot of things that we say here in Southeast Kentucky that you may not understand, but do not confuse my intellect for my dialect. Because if you do, you will miss something very, very important. We have helped thousands of people, literally thousands of people, start, build, and grow their online business, and we want to make sure that you can do that too. All right, guys, got a lot of energy, got a lot of excitement, a lot of great stuff today talking about memberships. Everybody is switching to the membership model. Jocelyn and I have been preaching membership since 2015. We've been telling people, man, it's the best way to build stability. It's the best way to build security. Create recurring revenue. Create a community of people that pay you every month and that you get to serve every single month. That's really where stability in online business comes from. If you're selling digital courses, if you've ever sold anything online, you know that there's a high when you sell the thing, but then you're like, ooh, what if nobody buys tomorrow? What if nobody buys next month? What if my next launch, goes to heck in a handbasket, right? And memberships build that stability so you don't have to worry so much. Jocelyn and I look at our lifetime value, our LTV, and all of our membership businesses, and we can say, hey, the average customer stays 10 months. We know we've got revenue 10 months from now. We can go make decisions like, ooh, should I buy some ads? Ooh, should I go hire somebody? We get to make those decisions confidently because memberships create predictable, stable income. Jocelyn and I have sold thousands of membership. We actually just crossed our 5,000th member. We sold our 5,000th membership a couple months ago. And it's mind-boggling to think that, like, over the last couple years, we've sold 5,000 different memberships in different niches, everything from education to online business. But it's not just us, guys. We've got people in our community who are doing amazing things with their membership websites. All right, so what I want to do today is I've really been studying this. I've really been looking at this, and I've asked myself the question, what does it take to get people to 1,000 members? What does it take to help people get to 1,000 members? Now, one, I want to stress, it's not overnight. This isn't a miracle. If you're here for some miracle solution to all of your problems in life, well, you need to log off right now and go sell makeup for some MLM pyramid scheme or something, and go do that. If you're going to chase miracles, then go chase miracles. But we're here to be consistent, prolific, and relentless and build our businesses brick by brick, step by step, lay great foundations, build the walls, put the roof on it. It is going to take you a little bit of time to get to, 1,000 members. You're not just going to get to 1,000 members overnight. But these are 3 steps that we have identified and that we are focusing on this year and in the future to grow our businesses, to help people in the Flip Your Life community grow their businesses. If you're listening right now online, look, I don't have any slides. I don't have any fancy PowerPoints or anything like that. When I read these points, if someone could type this in the chat for me, that'd be awesome. Make sure you're paying attention and if you got questions while we're going Q&A. But I'm going to give you these 3 steps to getting to 100 or 1,000 members in your community, okay? So let's go jump into the content here real quick. Enough talk, enough stories. I'm getting off on tangents, okay? All right, so the first secret to getting 1,000 members without spending a fortune on ads, without working yourself to death in the process, the first secret to getting to 1,000 members is relevant, time-specific, daily marketing. Relevant, time-specific, daily marketing, okay? Let me go into detail about what this means. You know, a lot of us think we get too enamored with our products, right? All the features that we've created, all the benefits that we give people, how awesome we are, like right now, how awesome we are inside of our communities and our things and whatever. It's all about us, right? But here's the deal. Nobody cares about you. They don't. They care about their life. They care about their spouse. They care about their kids and building a better future for their family. They care about solving their problems. They care about talking about what they want to talk about. Your marketing, if you're going to be a membership marketer, not just a digital course marketer, not just running some ads from time to time, not just selling yourself and out there and how cool you are, you have to become a membership marketer. You've got to join the conversation your avatar is already having with themselves, with the people around them on a daily basis. So imagine if you were at a party, you know, and you just started walking up to random strangers and say, hey, how you doing? You know, you started talking about whatever you wanted to talk about. Hey, I'm Shane. Let me tell you all about me. Like, nobody's going to pay attention. That's going to be really hard. It's going to be very confusing. You're not going to, you know, nobody's going to pay attention to you. But, you know, if you're at a party, even a place you know people, if you walk up and you're with a group and you're kind of listening to the conversation and you hear two people talking about somebody that you know, a mutual friend, and you say, oh, I know them. Oh, cool. You know them. Cool. You're in the group now. Or, hey, I know something about that. Here's what I think about that. Hey, that's a good point. That is so much easier to build a relationship and get into the conversation they're already having than walking up cold and being a total stranger. And great companies do this all the time. Okay. I was just the other day, I was driving by, what's it called? Planet Fitness, right? And everybody at the beginning of the year was setting New Year's resolutions. New you, new person. You're going to lose weight. You're going to lose a few pounds. All of their marketing was geared directly toward new year, new you, new everything, because that's the conversation people are already having. They don't have to say, hey, we're Planet Fitness. Look at our equipment. Our treadmills are nice. There's a big alarm that goes off and whatever. No, they were totally focused on the exact conversation those people were having. And it's every single day. The ad that works in January or the promotion you do in January is not going to work again in February or March or May or whatever, right? Jocelyn, I got you cake. I'll get you a cake pop when they're out. They weren't out yet. It was an advertisement because they're coming out next week, okay? All right, so I got you cake pop, babe. I'll get it for you. All right. That's my wife, Jocelyn, for those of you who may be new to the Football Style Podcast, hanging out in the chat room, trolling me right now while I'm trying to give a presentation here, baby. Okay, let's go. All right. So you've got to jump into the conversation. You have to have a relative, time-specific daily marketing campaign that's talking to your people right now. You know, when Jocelyn got to 1,000, the first membership we ever got to 1,000 members was over at elementarylibrarian.com. It was Jocelyn's community for elementary school librarians, right? She didn't go out every day and talk about how awesome she was, how awesome her plans were, how awesome everything was. She said, what's going on in my librarian community's mind, in their conversations, in their life this week? So she would say, oh, it's Dr. Seuss week. Dr. Seuss's birthday's this week. Let's have a Dr. Seuss week campaign, right? Or it's banned book weeks. Let's have a campaign about banned books. And that would join the conversation. It would solve immediate problems and help people in the moment with what they were thinking about right now. You have got to do time-specific, relevant daily marketing if you're going to sell memberships. Now, that doesn't mean you're working every day, right? A lot of you got emails. Who got emails to remind them about this training today? Who got that? Who got an email in their inbox somewhere that said, training today? Yep. Yeah, I scheduled those weeks ago, right? Those were already scheduled. You can take a day and batch all of this time-specific daily marketing, right? It's not like you have to work on it in real time. That's where passive income comes in. You work now and you reap the benefits later, right? So you can batch all of this stuff, but you've got to have a deep strategy for every day of the month to get members. You want to get members every single day of the month. People are at different points all the time on when they're going to join your membership. You've got to be involved in that conversation. So if you want to get 1,000 members, you have to have relevant, time-specific daily marketing. So somebody type that in the chat box for me. Relevant, time-specific daily marketing, and you've got to jump into the life they're living. You know, football coaches were notorious for mine. Like I sold my playbooks. I used to sell playbooks to football coaches, and they would never buy anything after January because I wasn't. The season was over. I was not exactly having right? Like the right conversation. Hey, you want to learn how to install this defense? Yeah, buddy, but practice is for 7 months. So I'll talk to you then. So I had to go create something in the membership community. It was a weightlifting manual. That's what the conversation they were having in January. And I sold them that during that time. And that's what I marketed. That was my daily strategy from January to March, was to sell my weightlifting manual. That was the conversation my coaches were having. Okay. All right. If you got a question, Kelly, could you drop that in the Q&A box? I am going to do a Q&A here in just a few minutes once I get through everything, and I'll be glad to answer that question. Okay. But I don't want to miss it in the chat. The chat goes really fast. Okay. All right. So the next thing, point number two is you have to build a content-driven relationship before the sale. You've got to build a content-driven relationship with your audience before the sale. Okay. Who here subscribes to Disney Plus? Who is a Disney Plus subscriber? Could tell me if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. Who signed up the first day Disney Plus launched because you wanted to watch The Mandalorian, or you wanted to watch your favorite Disney movie, or you wanted to show your kids, Snow White because they'd never seen it before, right? Who here signed up for Disney Plus? I know we did. I know a lot of you did too. Type it in the chat box right now. Who signed in to Disney Plus? Okay. All right, who signed into Disney Plus? All right, we got me since yesterday. All right. Look, Disney Plus didn't come out and say, wow, look at all these cool features. Look at how it's laid out. Look at all these buttons. Look how you can save things. Look how you can do all these things, right? No, we didn't join Disney Plus because it was such an awesome product. In fact, they had some glitches on the first day. We all joined Disney Plus because of the built-in relationship that we had with Disney. They bought all of our favorite movies from our childhoods, right? They own everything now. They own Star Wars. They own all the Marvel movies. They own all these things. So that's where we have to go and consume those things, right? We had a relationship with our favorite movies. We had a relationship from our childhood when we all grew up and we watched The Lion King, and when we watched whatever the Disney movie was out, at that time, Cinderella, Snow White, well, all this stuff that we all grew up watching, we had this built-in nostalgia, this relationship already available to Disney. Many of us have been to Disney. We've been to Disney World. We've been to Disneyland. We've been to Disney parks. We had this affinity, this relationship with Disney before the sale. And even with our kids, we take our kids to the movies. We just went and saw Frozen 2 the other day. We take our kids and we see these Disney movies as soon as they come out because we know it's going to be awesome. We know it's going to be quality. We have this relationship before the sale because of all of Disney's content, because of all the content that is inside the membership, and that relationship that lives inside the membership. The day Disney Plus comes out, we all sign up for it, right? We have to build relationships before the sale. Maybe it's something like you go to, I love to go to wrestling. You can see behind me here, I've got, that's an official WCW belt from back in the day, world title belt. That's a WWE championship belt. This is the $1 Million Man's belt. I collect wrestling belts. I'm a big wrestling fan. But you know what I did for years, man? When I was a kid, me and my brother used to sneak up, and Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon would come on at 11 o'clock at night on USA, and we would sneak and turn the volume barely up and sit right by the TV, and we would watch all these wrestlers while my mom thought we were asleep, right? So we had this relationship with all this WWE content. And when I got older and I started becoming successful and I started having disposable income, I said, you know what? I want to go to wrestling. So I bought a ticket to WrestleMania. I signed up for the WWE Network. I bought these stupid belts that Jocelyn hates and makes me keep in my office because I had a relationship built on the content before I started spending money with the company, okay? This is what you have to do. If you want to be a true membership marketer, you have got to build relationships before the sale through your content. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe it's your email list where you write people. Every Friday I send out an email called 5 Fails Friday. Who in here in the chat box has ever gotten 5 Fails Friday? If you're not on the email list, you're missing out because I talk about all the things that I screw up, right? Who loves the 5 Fails Friday email? Okay. Nate says it's great. Carrie says love 5 Fails Friday. That builds relationships with my email list every single week so that we can convince people we're real. Who listens to the Flip Lifestyle podcast and loves that you get to see inside of our lives. We talk about what we do with our kids. We talk about trips that we take. We talk about our relationship and the struggles that we have running a business as a married couple and all these things. And we're building that relationship before the sale. No one will give you money if you won't give them anything about your life, right? You have to have a relationship before you can sell people a membership. A membership is a commitment. A membership is joining my community, joining my tribe. It's a commitment that you're going to be there for, and commit to your success and going forward in your life. And you've got to build that on that relationship. This works in real life too. Like, think about how country clubs work, right? People don't just walk in and go, hey, how much is golf, right? At private country clubs, they usually know somebody, they have a relationship, and that person invites them to come there, and then they think about joining because they want to be with more people like them. And that's exactly how membership marketing should work. You have to drive the relationship first before you can make the sale, okay? So if you're not creating content regularly, if you don't have a good content strategy, don't worry. I can show you how to do that inside the Flip Your Life community. We talk about content marketing every month in Prolific Monthly, but you've got to have some kind of content strategy. Without content strategy, that's the only way that you can make money online, guys, is either roll up your sleeves or open your wallet. You can spend a fortune on ads, or you can have a great content marketing strategy where you start building that relationship before the sale, and then people will come in. And not only will they come in, not only will they try your product, not only will they buy your product, they will stay. They will stay for months and years, and they will pay you every single month as you continually serve them, because you started the relationship in your content, and then you grew it inside of your membership community, okay? All right, so let's recap here real quick, and then I'm going to go into the third big tip to sell 1,000 memberships without spending a fortune on ads or working yourself to death in the process, okay? Relevant, time-specific daily marketing that you batch ahead of time, right? Batching ahead of time, having a plan at the beginning of the month, going in and setting up the plan and watching it roll out so you don't have to be working every single day. Relevant, time-specific daily marketing that you batch. Number 2, content-driven relationship building before the sale. Usually through a video, like a YouTube channel, a podcast, or a blog, okay? And your email marketing. Email marketing is critical in that. That's where you really build the relationship, is through email marketing. And the third secret to getting to 1,000 members, and this is something that we have only discovered like in the last 12 to 18 months, is trials, okay? You have to offer trials for your membership. This is something we didn't really do the first probably 3 years of running memberships online. We just said the price is the price. You pay at the door. We should have already built that relationship anyway, and this is how much that it costs, period, okay? But we have determined over the last year and a half and selling over 1,000 trials. We waited until we rolled this out. Jocelyn and I we try to be really responsible with the things that we study. We do things anecdotally, and then we watch our members do things, and we're very privileged because we get to see thousands of businesses inside the Flip Your Life community. We get to watch what works, watch what doesn't work through the conversations that we have in the Flip Your Life community. And we were skeptical of trials at first. We had all the great fears of, what if somebody downloads all your stuff and all that stuff, right? And, we had all these fears, and we finally, about a year and a half ago, I said, I'm doing it. I'm going to start running trials. So I started running all kinds of trials. I started doing free trials. I started doing dollar trials. I started doing 3-month, get 3 months, for $30 or whatever with a discount. We tried every trial that we could ever do. And over the last 12 months, we've actually sold over 1,000 trials, over 1,000 different trials. And we learned some amazing stuff from that data, right? There's not many people that have sold 1,000 memberships of anything, let alone 5,000 total memberships and 1,000 trials just by themselves. So there's a lot of data that we did. I spent a whole day just pouring over the data. I was getting on Jocelyn's nerves. I was over at the coffee shop. I was going through this data. Jocelyn can attest to this. I kept texting her. She was in the forum. She was trying to answer people's questions, and she was checking emails. And I just, every 5 seconds, I was giving her a new piece of data from our trial stuff. And I was driving her absolutely crazy. She was like, why did you go to the coffee shop if you're just going to sit and text me all day? Well, I know you're excited, but stop it. Stop doing that, right? Just leave me alone. But I was so excited. Story of her life. I was so excited about all this amazing data that I was finding inside of this data set that I was just really pumped about it, because I knew it was going to change our business. And I knew it was going to change the future for a lot of people inside of our Flip Your Life community. You can see Brad here. He came into the trial about 2 years ago, and he came into our community 2 years ago, still here, and now he uses them too. It's awesome stuff. So here's what we found with trials. One, sales are easier for trials. It's just easier to get people in the door. They don't have to pay anything. They get to kick the tires and they get to see what they want. Two, it's more ethical. We think our program inside of the Flip Your Life community is the best program for real families to start, build, and grow an online business based on their God-given skills, talents, and experiences. We believe that. I don't care if you look. Come on in and look. We want to give you the trial so you can see inside of it, okay? So that's the first huge thing is it's easier to sell them. It's just easier to let people in the door for different amounts. Now, trials are different for every niche. It's not just about free trials. It's not just about other trials. In fact, if you use the wrong trial, you can totally screw up your membership because you destroy your culture and things like that. So you got to be careful with trials. There's a lot of more nuance to this. It's not just free trials I'm talking about here. You might have a $200 a month membership. You need to have a $100 a month trial. Right. So you got to play with these things. There's a lot more to this data, but I'm just giving you the big picture. Okay. So it's a lot easier to sell things if you get your trials right. Another thing that really surprised me when I dug into the data was that trial people actually stayed longer, like more months than people who joined on a normal basis. So like, let's say you have a membership and you charge $25 a month. Right. And let's say you have a trial that's like, I don't know, we'll just say $2. I'll just pick a trial. Okay. What I discovered was if the $25 a month people stayed for 5 months, maybe the $2 trial people stayed for 10. So the people stayed longer. And when I saw that proof inside of the data that trials are the deal, trials get people in faster and help people stay longer, all in. I will now do trials for everything that I do for the rest of my life. But again, you got to do this right. You can really screw up your membership. You know, if you have a really tight knit community, maybe you only have a couple hundred people, but they pay a lot. A free trial is a terrible thing to do because you could let people in and disrupt your community. But a free trial works great on some other stuff, maybe like software as a service or content-based membership. So you've got to get the trial right. You got to experiment to understand that. And you got to, rely on some basic principles to do that. I don't have time to tell you everything about that right now, but like you've got to get your trials right. But trials get people in faster and they keep people longer. Now that to me sounds like an amazing recipe for getting to 1,000 members fast without spending a fortune on ads or working yourself to death in the process. Okay. So let me go back over what I've discovered on my 3 best secrets and tips for getting to 1,000 memberships. I know there's a lot of questions. I see 6 questions in the Q&A right now. I'm about to get to that Q&A, but I want to recap real quick to make sure that we're all on the same page going into the Q&A. And I'm going to dive really deep with you guys today. I got plenty of time on membership marketing. So any questions you got about memberships or membership marketing right now, I want you to hit that Q&A button. All right, the 3 secrets to selling 1,000 memberships without spending a fortune on ads or working yourself to death in the process. 1, relevant, time-specific, daily, circle daily if you're taking notes, marketing. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a daily plan, and you've got to give yourself a raise every day. You've got to market every day. You want to get members every day, not once a month, not once a quarter. You want members every day, right? So you got to have a specific time relevant daily marketing plan and join that conversation that your audience is having. Number 2, you have to have a content driven relationship before the sale, right? Marketing doesn't work anymore on I see a commercial and I buy it. Okay. It's got to have a relationship that's built before the sale. And number 3, you need to be using trials. You need to be using trials, y'all. Trials are the key to getting more members faster. Trials are the key to keeping people longer. We've seen the data. We've studied it. We know that we're right. And you've got to use trials if you want to get people in the door and you want to grow faster. But again, put the little asterisk there if you're taking notes. Do it right. You got to do it right. You need to check in the community forums. You need to ask people, talk about this. Pick the right trial. If you don't, you could disrupt your membership and create more headaches than you want. But trials help you sell more memberships and keep more people longer. Okay? All right, y'all, that is all the time we have for today's Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I hope that I helped you overcome some mindset challenges. I hope I helped you break through some fears. I hope that I helped you leap over some obstacles that are holding you back from your online dream. It is our mission here at Flipped Lifestyle to help as many families as possible find the freedom that we have through online business and membership websites. We would love to help you take your next steps toward building a better future for your family by giving you 100% free access to our entire training program, the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint. This is the exact step-by-step process that we use to start, build, and grow our own online business, create stable, predictable income, quit our full-time jobs, and become and stay self-employed. The Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint will help you find your idea, research that idea to make sure it can make money online, create your product, and launch your membership site into the world. We've helped thousands of people through the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, and we believe we can help you and your family too. To get 100% free access to the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, all you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. That's FLIPPED, lifestyle.com/FREE. Fill out a short information form and you will have access today. This is not a starter kit. This is the entire Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, and it is designed to help you start, build, launch, and grow your membership from scratch. There are people out there charging thousands of dollars for similar programs, but you can get the entire Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint for free today. Hey, thanks again for listening to today's episode of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Can't wait to come back into your earbuds again next time. Until then, get out there, take action, and do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.